some of these out. Some of them. They're all in this book, though. Gateway to Mush. This one's relatively new, and my boy George Wallace published it in Poetry Bay, or on PoetryBay.com. He likes this kind of stuff. It's called I Wish You Could Fly. Bob's down for affliction. Maybe have a wank with a wallaby, or not. It's a thought. Able to help with mental yoga and flossing and the affectations of lots and lots. We have rats, unfortunately. Man, I wish you could fly. Why let cost be a concern? Real good at being a gopher and smashing your television lines, and Granny's pussy is made of silly putty. She knows it's funny. Man, I wish you could fly. After a nap in the sand, it becomes apparent they're not so happy. They can hardly count that they're leaving the band to move on to a new relation with something like Sid in the Outback. But not going to ride the gravy train and know that someday they're going to say that they missed the buffet at the Anarchist Cafe and the urgency in the photographer's eye on the morning after a radio show broke the little toes of a mind. Bill punched fries today and the biceps are happy-wappy pappy. Almost suspicious to better check under the sea, turning into a cartoon version of themselves. Thinking before speaking, more like saying, I don't know. She escaped outside so she could smell where she's supposed to be. Thanks to the college wrestling fans and lack of impetus from humanity on a slab minus the phone holder. Befriending a fascist only to put it in a blender and make magic memes belch and felt slap reality, folks. Abort memory. Why let cost be a concern? Mommy might prefer jazz if you took it to make a new world. Do as I say, not as I do. A sturdy little steamer right now would save the show. When older, he did it silently. Said sharks might prefer jazz to other types of music, or others well suited for any adventure in the nightstand by side raid who raids with some rookie in spring training for the growth of the bacteria who can't lay down a bunt or fathom the hit and run that causes botulism, immediately publicizes minivans, aren't usually considered hip whack, but deemed the highest in hierarchy, rude slang, literally to defecate while still wearing one's clothing. Why let cost be a concern? Sally hopes the bosses need you to pull over the Death Star right now, or else she's going to sell pants with us for the first time in a pyramid scheme on such a night. That's something of a stone, if for one fast running on a slippery slope, who knows what right to drop off so your rascal doesn't take a shot. What is this, tofu? Keep it coming. I told you once, and then she'd cup your balls and say, love yourself. Well, so far the Witcher is scoring fairly high on the all-around bunker scale, and it's only the third inning. But not going to ride the gravy train, and he knows that someday they're going to say he'll miss the buffet at the Anarchist Cafe, and the urgency in the photographer's eye on the morning after a radio show. Broke the little toes 12 miles per hour when he said on air, that's right, come to St. Louis, we will kill you, with a smirk unseen on the radio. Put on shoes and stumble towards the stillborn mess of sad hens, she said. She giggled amongst her curtain. Man, I wish you could fly. C. Do the kid's virus genotype infection proven to fuel 6 indicators of brain performance. Focus, accuracy, memory, learning, concentration, and reasoning goes well with your morning and their imagination. Bring Oprah to be more effective? She escaped outside so she could smell where she's supposed to be. Park it on a slab minus the phone holder. Hey, what's your batting average? Did you find Waldo? After a nap in the sand, it becomes apparent we're so happy we can hardly count that I'm leaving the band to move on to some new relation with something like Sid in the Outback. Maybe have a wank with a wallaby or not. But that is what, and thanks, and it is like kangaroo mixed with a simile. Is it? And now to sports, to the college wrestling fans and lack of impetus from humanity. We've got what it takes to put on my shoes and walk towards the still-blowing mess of sad hens. I'll dump Cholula all over them, dump them in a cauldron of the efforts of the South American slave trade, cup by cup. You know, breakfast. but not going to ride the gravy train. And you know that someday you're going to say that you missed the buffet at the Anarchist Cafe and the urgency of the photographer's eye on the morning after his radio show broke the little toes of your mind. Man, I wish you could fly. Okay.
Oh, yeah.